Most people think getting richer should feel exciting. More money, more stuff, more proof. But what if you're actually doing better than ever, and it feels almost invisible? Today, I'll show you 8 quiet signs you're getting richer, even if your life doesn't look flashy yet. And at the end, I'll give you a simple checklist you can run in one sitting to see whether you're building real wealth or just the appearance of it. Before we begin, take 1 second to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is Mano Invest, where we focus on real financial strength, not financial noise. Now let's talk about why progress can feel so quiet. The wrong scoreboard. A lot of people feel behind not because they're failing, but because they're measuring themselves with the wrong scoreboard. Your brain loves visible wins. New phones, new cars, bigger apartments, vacations with proof. If nobody can see it, your mind barely counts it. That's the flex scoreboard. It rewards spending that can be seen and ignores progress that actually protects you. Real wealth rarely announces itself, so let's measure the right things. Sign 1. Your money leaves before you can spend it. If your money feels like it vanishes before you even enjoy it, don't panic. That might actually mean you're getting richer. Here's the counterintuitive truth most people miss. One of the quietest signs of real wealth is when your money leaves before you can spend it. You get paid, and part of it is already gone. Your retirement contribution increases automatically. A savings transfer runs in the background. An employer match shows up without you doing anything extra. Nothing changes around you. Your couch is the same. Your phone is the same. No one says nice job. In fact, it can feel worse, like something was taken from you. And that's where most people get confused. Because your brain is wired to reward visible wins, new purchases, upgrades, things you can point to. That's loud progress, and loud progress feels good, but it doesn't always last. Quiet progress feels boring, almost disappointing, but boring is exactly why it works. When money moves automatically, you remove temptation from the equation. You don't have to rely on willpower. You don't have to be good at the store. The decision is already made. And here's the pattern most people miss. People who are actually building wealth often feel poorer in the short term because the money that would have made them feel comfortable never hits their checking account. No dopamine, no applause, just momentum. If your future is getting paid before your present does, that's not failure, that's control. And the real question isn't why does this feel tight? It's what this setup quietly unlocks next, once you stop needing money to feel like progress. Sign 2. Your core bills take up less of your life. Most people think getting richer means spending more. Bigger place, better car, higher lifestyle. But here's a quiet truth most people miss. One of the strongest signs you're getting richer is when your core bills stop running your life. This doesn't mean you turn cheap. It means something more important happened. Your fixed costs stopped rising every time your income did. Rent, utilities, insurance, the boring basics. They stopped expanding to fill every dollar you earn. And that changes how your life feels. Here's how you notice it. A rent renewal email hits your inbox. Your shoulders tense for half a second. Then you realize you can handle it. You're annoyed, sure, but you're not panicking. You're not doing mental gymnastics. You're not thinking, what breaks if I say yes? That emotional gap matters, because that gap is margin. Margin is the space between what you owe and what you earn, and margin is what turns money from a constant threat into a tool. When your fixed bills are under control, every decision gets easier. You don't need overtime just to breathe. You don't need upgrades to feel okay. You don't need every dollar to perform perfectly. You gain the ability to pause, and that pause is real financial strength. Here's the twist most people miss. Margin doesn't feel exciting. It feels quiet, almost boring. No one congratulates you for it. It doesn't show up on social media, but it's the difference between reacting to life and actually choosing how you respond to it. And once you feel that shift, you start noticing something else quietly changing too. Sign 3. Saving happens first, not last. If saving money makes you feel poorer, you might actually be doing it right. Here's one of the most misunderstood signs of real financial progress. Saving happens first, not last. Most people try to save whatever is left at the end of the month. That sounds logical, but in real life, there's never anything left. Spending expands, temptation shows up early, the money disappears. People who are actually building wealth flip this completely. They save before they see the money, before restaurants, before upgrades, before I deserve this. By the time they check their bank balance, part of that paycheck is already gone, not wasted, assigned. And here's the psychological twist most people don't expect. This is why people who are doing better financially still say, I don't feel rich at all. The money that would have made them feel comfortable never touched their hands, so their brain never counts it. No excitement, no reward feeling, no moment where you think, wow, I'm doing great. Just quiet progress. That's also why saving first can feel like punishment at the beginning. You didn't overspend, you didn't mess up, you simply chose future freedom over present comfort. And here's the key reframe. Feeling broke isn't always a money problem. Sometimes it's a visibility problem. When your progress is invisible, it feels like nothing is happening. But invisibility is exactly what protects it. So next time your balance looks smaller than expected, pause and ask yourself, is this lack or is this money already working somewhere I can't see yet? That question alone changes how you experience progress. Sign 4. Expensive debt is losing power. If you want to know whether you're actually getting richer, don't look at your balance. Look at one boring line most people ignore. The interest line on your statement. Here's why that line matters more than almost anything else. When that number is shrinking, even slowly, something important is happening. Pressure is leaving your life. Interest is not neutral. It's a tax on your future self. It's money you owe before you even get to choose how to use it. Every dollar of interest you don't pay is a dollar that stays under your control. Not someday, right now. But here's the part people miss. Most people only feel successful when the debt is completely gone, when the balance hits zero, when they finally breathe. That's way too late. The real win starts earlier. It starts the moment the interest stops growing and starts shrinking. That's the moment lenders lose leverage over you. That's the moment emergencies get cheaper. That's the moment your paycheck keeps more of its power. Think about it like this. Debt with high interest is a weight tied to your ankle. You don't need it gone to feel progress. You just need it getting lighter. And when that interest line drops month after month, you're not just paying debt, you're buying flexibility, you're buying options. Quietly, without applause, you're getting harder to trap. And here's the question most people never ask themselves. If that interest disappeared completely, what would your money finally be free to do? The trap, looking rich by borrowing from tomorrow. Here's where people get stuck. There's a shortcut that makes today feel good fast. Bigger upgrades, easier payments. Don't worry about the price. But every new payment becomes a small boss in your life. It doesn't care how your month went, it just wants to get paid. Real wealth reduces obligations. Fake wealth adds them. If the rich version of your life comes with new monthly payments, be suspicious. Sign 5. Surprises are annoying, not disastrous. If one surprise bill can wreck your entire month, this matters more than your income. Let's talk about a quiet sign of real wealth that almost nobody posts about. A medium surprise hits. Not a crisis, just life doing its thing. Your car needs repairs. A medical bill shows up. Something breaks at home. You're annoyed, of course you are. But here's the difference. Your whole month doesn't collapse. You don't start doing desperate math at midnight. You don't move bills around like puzzle pieces. You don't swipe a credit card just to survive. You handle it. Then you move on. That's not luck. That's stability. And stability is one of the most underrated forms of wealth. Most people think being good with money means maximizing returns or finding the perfect strategy. But in real life, money success shows up when normal problems stay normal. A surprise bill shouldn't turn into a financial emergency. If it does, the issue isn't the bill, it's fragility. Here's the important part. This kind of progress doesn't feel exciting. In fact, it can feel boring. Nothing dramatic happens. No upgrade, no applause, just fewer panic moments. And that's why people miss it. They chase things that look like wealth, while ignoring the thing that actually makes life calmer. If surprises are becoming annoying instead of disastrous for you, that's a signal. It means your finances are getting sturdier, less brittle, harder to break. And here's a question worth sitting with. If a random bill hit you tomorrow, what would break first? Your peace or just your plans? Because the answer tells you a lot more about your financial progress than your paycheck ever will. Sign 6. Your money makes money somewhere. If your money feels boring lately, that might be the best sign you're winning. Most people think progress should feel exciting. New purchases, visible upgrades, compliments. But one of the strongest signs you're building real wealth is almost invisible. Here's sign 6, and most people miss it. Your money is starting to make money somewhere without you doing anything dramatic. It might be small, so small you barely notice it, and that's why people underestimate it. Interest quietly shows up. An employer match slips in next to your contribution. Investments grow a little while you're busy living your life. Dividends reinvest themselves and disappear again. Nothing about this feels impressive. No one congratulates you. There's no screenshot moment. But this is what matters. That extra money didn't come from more hours, more stress, or a tougher negotiation. It showed up because you had a system. Think about that for a second. It's a raise you didn't ask for, a bonus you didn't perform for, money that works even when your motivation is low. Most people chase income that depends entirely on them showing up again tomorrow. Wealth begins when some of your money stops needing you. And here's the reason this sign gets ignored. The world only rewards what looks impressive. New stuff, loud upgrades, visible wins. Quiet growth doesn't get applause, which is exactly why it compounds. If part of your financial life is moving forward without constant effort, you're further ahead than you think. And once this starts, it changes how every future decision feels. Because the next level of wealth isn't about earning more, it's about needing to earn less to keep moving forward. In the next sign, there's an even subtler shift that reveals whether this growth is actually giving you freedom or quietly locking you in. Sign 7. You pay for the future before it arrives. If holidays still feel like financial emergencies, this sign might change how you see money forever. Most people don't get caught off guard by surprise expenses. They get caught by predictable ones they chose not to prepare for. Birthdays, holidays, insurance renewals, annual fees, home repairs. None of these are shocking, yet somehow they still hit like an ambush. Sign 7 that you're getting financially stronger is simple but powerful. You start paying for the future before it shows up. Not because you're anxious, not because you're obsessed with budgeting, but because you're done pretending the calendar is sneaky. When December comes, you don't panic. When an annual bill arrives, it's annoying but contained. When something breaks, your month doesn't collapse. That's not luck, that's preparation. Here's the part people misunderstand. Prepared money feels quiet, almost boring. Unprepared money is loud, stressful, emotional. The drama people associate with money usually isn't about income, it's about timing. When expenses arrive before the cash is ready, everything feels urgent. When the cash is already waiting, the same expense feels smaller. This is why people who are doing better often say it doesn't feel exciting. They removed the chaos, not added the fireworks. Real progress doesn't announce itself. It just stops ruining your week. So here's a simple question to sit with. What predictable expense still feels like a surprise in your life? Because the moment it stops being dramatic, that's usually the moment you realize you've quietly leveled up. And most people miss that moment completely. Sign 8. You can say no without a speech. This one can't be faked, and once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Real financial progress isn't about what you buy, it's about what you can walk away from. A job offer that looks impressive but feels wrong. A purchase you don't need but everyone expects. A contract that pays today and traps you tomorrow. Most people don't say yes because they want to. They say yes because they're cornered. They need the paycheck. They need the image. They need the relief right now. So they explain, they justify, they negotiate with themselves. But when you're quietly getting richer, something changes. You don't panic when an offer lands. You don't rush to fill silence with agreement. You don't feel pressure to perform success. You can pause. You can read the fine print. And if it's wrong, you simply say no. No long story, no defensive tone, no speech. Not because you're lazy, not because you're reckless, because you have breathing room. That breathing room comes from lower fixed costs, fewer obligations, and money that isn't already promised to everyone else. It's not flashy, it doesn't show up in photos, but it shows up in your behavior. And behavior is the hardest thing to fake. Here's the quiet test. If the offer disappeared tomorrow, would your life break or just continue? If you can walk away from even one bad deal today, that's not luck, that's wealth working behind the scenes. And in the next moment you're tempted to say yes too fast, pay attention. That hesitation might be telling you more about your finances than your bank balance ever will. The simple wealth checklist. Instead of chasing a rich feeling, ask yourself just 2 questions. 1. If my income paused for a short time, what breaks first? If it's only extras, you're stronger than before. 2. What bad deal could I walk away from today? Even one real no is wealth. Options beat applause every time. 3-picture recap. Picture 1. Fixed costs under control. Money assigned early. Debt pressure shrinking. Picture 2. Surprises contained. Free money showing up. Future costs handled early. Picture 3. You walk away when it's wrong. You buy for life, not for attention. If you have even a few of these, you're not stuck. You're just not getting credit from the wrong scoreboard. Finally, one day you won't suddenly feel rich. Instead, you'll notice something better. You're not desperate. You can breathe. You can choose. And if you can choose, you're doing far better than you think. If this helped you reframe progress, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Mano Invest for more clear, grounded money thinking. See you in the next one.